Welcome to StraightUpLearning.com. Charts and shapes can be used within a Microsoft Word document to either highlight a point or bring other materials to the forefront that is not just plain old text. To insert a shape, you can come over to your menu toolbar and click on Insert. And from within the Illustrations ribbon, there's an option here for shapes. If we click on the drop down for shapes, you'll get a host of different shapes you're going to apply. For training purposes, we're just going to use a rectangle shape. And all we're going to do is just click here, and you'll notice that your cursor now becomes a crosshair. What you're going to do now is click on the left mouse button and hold it, and then you're going to drag, because you're basically going to draw up that shape. When you're done drawing to the preferred size, release the mouse button and you'll have a shape on your computer. Once you have a shape, you'll notice that on your menu toolbar you'll have drawing tools and you'll have the format ribbon. The format ribbon gives you the properties for everything that's within that shape. If you click outside of that shape, you'll notice that that option has now disappeared. To get it back and to edit anything within your shape, click on the shape again and notice drawing tools format will come back up. Some common things you can do with this is changing the filling. So while the shape is selected, notice we have like this blue fill that's in there. If you click on that drop down arrow and you want to change the color, you can choose any type of color that's in here. So let's say we want yellow, and we click on it, we now have yellow. If you prefer not to have any filling, you just wanted a plain box, you can come over here to shape fill once again and choose no fill, and now you don't have any filling. Another option is the shape outline. Notice this is like a blue outline to the box. Let's say you want to change that color. You can come here to shape outline, choose another color, and now the color has been changed. You can also determine the weight, meaning how thick that line is. So you can come over here, click on the drop down again, come over here to weight, and notice you have a number of weights you can choose. So if we chose this one here, 4.5 points, and we click here, you can notice quite visibly how it's a much thicker box than it was before. If at any time you feel that you need to resize your shape, you can merely just click on the box itself, and once you do, you'll notice that there'll be these little points on each of the corners of the boxes. What you can do is you can take your mouse key and you can, once you have your mouse hovered over one of those points, you'll notice that it turned into sort of like a dual arrow. So we can make this kind of thinner by just holding our left mouse button. The crosshair reappears, and now we can drag, and now we can make that a little smaller. That way. If we want to make it bigger, we can do the same thing. Hold our mouse over one of the points, click the left mouse button and drag it out, and now we made it wider again. If we just want to go smaller a little bit in dimensions, it's preferred that you hover your mouse over the lower right corner of the shape, and once again you kind of get a dual diagonal type arrow. Hold your left mouse button again, and now you drag up and you made the shape smaller. Always bear in mind, once you have this selected, the options for drawing format, your drawing tools format options will reappear. With these options, we've only explained the shape fill and the shape outline, but it's strongly recommended that you sort of like play with these options so you can see what the rest of the options will enable you to do within your shapes. For example, if you click here on the shape styles, you'll notice that there's some different styles that you can choose from. So you can really jazzy up a shape by, let's say, choosing a style that looks like this, and when you do, now your shape kind of has like a shadow gradient type effect. And finally, to delete a shape, while the shape is selected, and you'll notice it's selected because it has these points there, and also because your format ribbon is also available to you. So while it's selected, you can just while it's clicked on, you can now just go to your keyboard and press your delete key, and the shape will now disappear. And also notice we no longer have the option for the drawing tools format toolbar. To insert a chart in Microsoft Word, from the menu toolbar, you're going to click on Insert. You're going to navigate to the Illustrations ribbon and click on the chart option. When you do, the chart screen will appear presenting you with a host of charting options. You can create the typical column chart, the line chart, a pie chart. You can even create a stock chart. For training purposes, we're going to select the column chart, and we're going to select the second one that's right here by clicking on it, and then we're going to click on OK. Once we selected a chart, Microsoft Word will have a lot of activity going on in the background, and some of that activity involves calling out to Microsoft Excel. Charting is an option that belongs to Excel, but because Microsoft Word wants to use it, what it does is it calls out to Excel and it says, hey, loan me your charting option because I need to import this into my document. When that is done, you'll notice that you see a screen that says Chart in Microsoft Word - Microsoft Excel. Hence, the two programs kind of working together in developing this chart. You'll also notice that in Microsoft Excel you sort of have this table type stuff, which is really your chart data. And if you look at this table here and this data, you'll notice that it reflects what's on the chart. For example, you have Series 1 here and you have Series 1 here within your chart as well. What we like to do is we don't want to keep the Microsoft Excel data. We want this information to be relative to the stuff that we want to do. So for example, let's say we want to record our sales numbers for the first 3 months of the year. So instead of having Series 1 through 3, let's say we want to have the months January, February, and March. So I'm going to click here on Series 1, and I'm just going to type in Jan for January, and then I'm going to tab over to Series 2. Notice when I do so that the Series 1 changed to January for here on the sheet, but also if you look within the Excel chart, you'll notice that it's no longer Series 1 here. There's January. So for Series 2, we're going to change that to February, and we're going to navigate and we're going to make Series 3 March. And then we're going to look at the categories, and we're going to assign some categories to some of our sales folks. So category 1 will be for Jim. Category 2 will be for Tim. Category 3 will be for Don. And category 4 will be for Lori. Once we're done inserting our series and also our categories, we also can have the opportunity to change up the numbers that are here as well. But I think at this point you guys got the gist. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to click outside of the chart, and when I do, you actually can see the actual charting itself. And what I clicked out of was Excel, and that was called the data sheet, by the way. Once you looked at the chart, you'll notice that you have the series that were the months, and the categories, which we converted to names, will also appear. Couple of things you need to know about charting. First of all, if you need to change the type of chart that you've chosen, you're not locked into it. You can actually, from your chart tools, under the Design tab, you can actually click on Change Chart Type. And when you do, you'll go back to the charting type that we've seen previously. For training purposes, we're just going to click on the X button to close that out. You also have the ability to change the type of style, meaning to change its numbers. Another thing you should get familiar with is what if you just want to change a particular bar, so to speak. Let's say I don't want March to be in green. I could just do a right mouse click on March, and notice all of the March options now have these little circles, just like we've had in shapes. If I come down here to Format Data Series with the menu that now appears when I did a right mouse click, I'm presented with this screen here. From this screen, I'm going to click on Fill, and I'm going to choose Solid Fill. And from Solid Fill, this additional screen will appear, and I'm going to change the color from the color that we had to another color. So let's say I'm going to make this sort of like an orange, and now I'm going to click on Close. I've now changed that particular field for that color of March. Notice it changed it on the bar, and it also changed it on the legend. Couple of things you can also do from your chart tools. If you click on Layout, you have some options here that you can change as well. You can also click on Format, and you can change some of your shape outlines as you've done in the past, and even your fills from this charting option. Also keep in mind This chart tools option will only appear once you're in the chart. If we click outside of the chart area, notice the chart tools are gone. If we click on chart again, notice the chart tools come back, and again you have the ability to change your design, your layout, and or your format. If for some reason you feel you need to delete your chart, you can just click on that chart and now press the delete key on your keyboard, and the chart will be deleted and it will be confirmed, because obviously it will be gone, but furthermore you won't have the chart tools sitting right up there for you. One last thing about charting before we end this particular session: if at any reason you need to go back and edit